he says Panini's when he talks about Panini being Panini's work being the most intelligent specimen of human languages. He also talks about that it is an indispensable model for description of languages. That's what he says. So Panini's grammar is indispensable for describing languages, but it wasn't used a lot, in the departments of linguistics in India, and therefore there's a need to popularize that model. And when we do that, we'll see perhaps more homogeneity in describing Indian languages. When we apply a foreign model, which perhaps is more divisive. I haven't seen Chomsky working for any language in India. People have tried Chomsky, ad absurdum, and perhaps haven't seen anything working even for Hindi or any other language, conclusively. But we have preferred Chomsky and other Western theories and models to Panini for describing India's languages. Similarly, there are clear advantages in positing a common origin and a common linguistic area for all Indian languages, but people will fight shy of doing that. We have stuck to the Western theories like the PIE, even if it has been imaginary. We all know that PIE has been imaginary, and there was a conference at UMass Dartmouth. The proceedings of that was edited by me and Angela, and we have taken into account the perspectives from different areas, linguistics included, but history, archaeology, genetics, etc., etc. And Arya versus Rubber does not have any racial connotation, has similarity of meaning, as I just showed you. There are genetic cohesiveness across North and South, but we have believed in the controversy and stayed divided across the Indias. Now, there are obvious typological similarities, phonological, lexicomorphological, syntactic, across the so-called families. And then if you go beyond that, you have a thematic, cultural. And if you look at any grammar book written in the traditional style, you would find, hang on a second, make sure that I remember. Okay. I have to come back very quickly.
ऐसे लोगों के फोन आते हैं ना कि कुछ वर्ड भी करना मुश्किल। थोड़ा लाइटर हो जाए, इसीलिए आप मेरा फोन नहीं उठाया करते, क्योंकि हम वैसे लोगों में है नहीं कि ये हमारा फोन नहीं उठाते। आप समझ में आया कि आप कैसे फोन उठाते हैं? नहीं सर, वो साइलेंट पे रखता हूँ।
Apologies for that to open the door. Yeah. So, thematic, cultural, and if you look at the grammar books written for any Indian language, you'll find a very clear imprint of the Siddhanta Kaumudi, the Sanskrit grammar. So the argument is that if there is a lot of similarity in languages, language modeling, and the overall the Sanatan principles and rituals across India, and one of my students actually, he did a work on Manipuri language is a Manipuri. He found at least 100 or plus Sanskrit verb roots being used in Manipuri, and Manipuri is labeled as Tibeto-Burman language. So there are advantages of a common family. The first advantage, I think, is that we will not be risking being illogical and unscientific in Hindutva. So if we do that, we'll have to also posit Vedic culture preceding Indus Valley civilization, which historians would like to, posit after the Indus Valley civilization. And out of India, theory will have to be believed, of course, India to Iran and to other European continent, North and West. And then from Vedic to Indus Valley to Indian Prakrits, and I'm talking about the Indus Valley language, whatever that language was, or script, to Indian Prakrits. And because the Ashokan Brahmi is, if you remember, Ashokan Brahmi, if you go a little earlier to Ashokan Brahmi, you can very easily get the Indus script. the North Indic, the Southern Indic, and East Indic, you can easily proceed. And as I said, examples from Manipuri. Manipuri actually is, has some Sanskrit word roots there. Now, a Sanskrit-based common family also unites India more and is less divisive. When the British were here, we were under compulsion, perhaps, to take their theories. But now that compulsion is not there. India is emerging as a stronger power in the region. So we should, put a strong foot forward and do something fundamental. So, and also there is another advantage. Sanskrit as a prestigious source is used by many languages. They conveniently borrow from and easily Sanskrit and they allow themselves to influence their Sanskrit. So we did a short study on politeness on Hindi. One of my students did a PhD on that, and he found that if there is a Sanskrit word used in Hindi, it is considered more formal by the people and more polite by the people. You know. So Sanskrit is a convenient source for almost all Indian languages to sound more polite, more formal, more academic, and that's an advantage. I mean, if there is a vocabulary source there, and if you can easily borrow from there, why not? So I was citing the politeness versus impoliteness study in Hindi done by one of my students. Now, the common technical vocabulary, which I think CSTT is moving faster and stronger these days, it allows you to easily translate knowledge textbooks across languages, reduces ambiguity, and kind of will increase the accuracy of these systems, translation systems, if retrained with such vocabulary. But of course, a common vocabulary doesn't mean the same vocabulary, across all Indian languages, but based on common methods and principles. And Sanskrit-based common core method also to be allowed in AI will certainly help. And whatever exactly that means. For example, we trained a large language model in any language, A, B, and C, and then we have the applications done on that language plugged in. So if these applications are basically portraying or representing the parameters of these languages, and the LLM is trained on what is called the common core method or common core system of which underlie all Indian languages, that LLM will be perhaps more representative. And we did a rough count recently where we thought we can perhaps train a large language model on Sanskrit, only on Sanskrit, and how much vocabulary that would be needed, or how much vocabulary of Sanskrit we can perhaps have non-synthetically in the language. So this is my take on this, and if there is a question, I can take. Thank you so much. Hello.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Girish. We understand you are in your office and getting phone calls, but still you have stolen time, and also in spite of your poor health condition. Thank you very much for joining. If we have questions, can anybody? Yeah, I hope you are able to take a few questions. Girish?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of echo actually.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. Echo हो रहा था. There is a lot of echo actually.
Yes.
Yes. Just 1 minute, Girish.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Girish. Good afternoon.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation. And I
I
have
have
just a
just a
quick
quick
question.
question.
Like
Like
when you
when you
mention
mention
about the
about the
Manipuri,
Manipuri,
it
it
has
has
verbal
verbal
root
root
from
from
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit.
Is there
Is there
only
only
one
one
that
that
has
has
been
been
followed,
followed,
or
or
like
like
there are
there are
many
many
other?
other?
I
I
think
think
there are
there are
many
many
other
other
aspects of
aspects
the
of the
Sanskrit
Sanskrit
language
language
that
that
have
have
been
been
borrowed,
borrowed,
not by
not by
only
only
Manipuri,
Manipuri,
but
but
many
many
other
other
languages,
languages,
not
not
only
only
from
from
Indo-Aryan
Indo-Aryan
family,
family,
but
but
other
other
language
language
groups
groups.
also.
Yeah, so far we have done only the study of the verb roots, and we found more than 100 borrowed from Sanskrit and present in Manipuri. So obviously, if there is a verb root, there would be, of course, the nominal forms which are created from verbs would also be there. That study we haven't done. So we're focused only on the verb roots at this point. But that's an MPhil research done by a student, and that needs to be furthered with more data. Yeah, obviously.
Any other question?
By the
We
way,
would have we would have loved if you were here, and perhaps we could have more discussion face to face,
yeah.
and also after dinner discussion that I think everybody was looking forward to.
I want to add something. The Sanskrit has 2,000 verb roots, and by some accounts, only 500 actually used in Sanskrit. The Pani Dhatu part has 2,000 verb roots, only 500 are actually found in most of the contemporary classical Sanskrit. So other 1,500, of course, would have been from other extant languages during Panini's time, or before Panini, obviously.
So, with that note, we'll thank you once again for being with us and lighting up with your presentation. We'll look forward to having you with us next time. Thank you, Girish ji. Thank you for taking the time and giving your presentation.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sharmaji. Thank you.
Thank you.
नमस्कार
Yes.
Now we can start the other ones. No?
Sir, there was a
There was a
proposal that we can
proposal that
start
we can
tomorrow
start
morning
tomorrow
early.
morning early.
Yes.
6 बजे
Okay. Shiva.
Okay.
But ask the if there
Okay.
is anyone who wish to go tomorrow morning or something like that, then they will
Yeah,
have
I
to.
think
How many
the
minutes or something?
speakers, all of